So let's say you recognize some of the signs and symptoms we've been talking about of depression in a friend or a family member. What should you do? How do you help them? Well, I'm going to give you some ideas of how you can help a friend or a family member if they're experiencing some of these big feelings of depression and suicide. First of all, it's important to know the warning signs. You know more about what's going on in your friends' or family's lives than probably anyone else, which puts you at the best position to know if one of your friends needs help. We've already gone over the warning signs of depression and suicide, but again, here is another list for you. If you notice any of the warning signs on the previous slide or from the previous presentation, or if you're concerned one of your friends is thinking about suicide, don't be afraid to talk to them about it. Before you start the conversation, have a list of resources, like the ones we discussed at the end of that depression and suicide presentation previously, that your friend can use to get help. Open the conversation by sharing specific signs you've observed. Hey, I'm concerned about you. I've noticed lately that you haven't been whatever the signs and symptoms are. So you could say something like, I've noticed lately you haven't been sleeping, aren't interested in soccer anymore, which you used to love, and are posting sad song lyrics online. Also, when you're sharing with them your concerns, don't be afraid to ask a direct question, especially if you think your friend may be thinking about suicide. By direct question, I mean saying something like, are you thinking about suicide? Do you have a plan? Do you know how you would do it? When was the last time you thought about suicide? If your friend answers yes to any of those questions, or if you think they might be at risk of suicide, you absolutely need to talk to a trusted adult immediately or call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 988 or call 911 for a wellness check. Once you've shared your concerns, the next step is to listen and really focus on being understanding, caring, and non-judgmental. You could say something like, you're not alone, I'm here for you. I may not be able to understand exactly how you feel, but I care about you and I want to help. I'm concerned about you and I want you to know there is help available to get you through this. Or, you are important to me, we will get through this together. What you shouldn't do is judge them. And don't tell them to snap out of it or say they just want attention. Don't provoke guilt and don't promise secrecy. If they ask you not to tell anyone how they're feeling, don't do it. Say instead, I care too much about you to keep this kind of secret. You need help and I'm here to help you get it. The other thing you don't want to do is don't ask questions in a way that indicate you want to know for an answer. So an example of a question where a no would be an automatic response would be something like, you're not thinking about suicide, are you? Or you haven't been throwing up to lose weight, have you? The way the question is phrased, the way you ask the question, automatically the other person gets that you want to say no, or you want them to say no. So their automatic answer is no, and that might not be the case. Lastly, always be kind and compassionate. Other things not to say are, we all go through tough times like these, you'll be fine. Or, it's all in your head, just snap out of it. Lastly, after you've had a conversation with a friend or a family member, or you've done all the steps that you need to take, it was an emergent situation, you've done that, be a good friend after you have this conversation. One of the most important factors in recovery is the understanding and acceptance of friends. So, ways that you can help a friend who is experiencing symptoms of a mental health condition include still including them in your plan. So even if they always say no to something you invite them to, still invite them. Give them that opportunity to go. Help your friends stay positive. Don't treat them any differently than you normally would. Check in regularly and listen and offer support when you do that. And learn more about mental health disorders.